the same as the guy who said he has two holes in one. Two mints in one. Is it two hole in ones or two holes in one? Two holes in ones? All of the holes in one. One of those holes in all. No, I don't. Anyway, I need to go have a cocktail. Waivers, baby on the breast. I'm on the phone. I'm also trying to give another kid, trying to give him a sandwich with this foot. You can do so many different things. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Madge Unmuted. I am your hostess, Madge Madigan, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about, do you have a friend that's absolutely full of crap? We all do, don't we? I mean, there's varying degrees. You have somebody who just talks a lot of crap. They embellish stuff. They don't really, they didn't really get two holes in one on one day or whatever. Or you get someone that completely fabricates their entire life that it's a lie. Yeah, I've known people on either end of the spectrum. The embellishing, not that bad, I guess, but do you call them out on it? There are some people that don't live in this town anymore, and that they make stuff up about their life. Now, what do you do with that? Do you call them out on it? Some people, there's guys. Okay, it's mostly guys because this is a guy thing. And the actions that follow are a guy thing. You have a guy that talks about stuff like, my house is he tells somebody my house is a 5,000 square foot mansion, and people that have been there are like, you are so full of shit, Bob. That's your house is not. You might go, well, okay, maybe not quite, whatever, but like, my God, you are so. I've been to your house. You don't have to. And they ended up making a joke about it. Some people, there's people that live away that embellish their jobs, like either flat out say they have jobs that they don't, or even that they do have a job at all, or they make their job sound like, they're I'm the CEO of interior whatever, and they're like the maintenance person. You know what I mean? But people do that on their resume every day, so we make ourselves sound better than we are. But what do you do? There's people. I've never done it. I don't think, like, I'm not that insecure that I need to make up stuff to make myself sound better. Yeah, we all do stuff to present ourselves in a better light, depending on, a job interview. Yeah, what do you do? What do you do your job? Nothing. I talk on the phone half the day, just, like schmoozing with people, trying to make them feel better about buying your product. Or do you say, I'm a revenue generator, blah, that bullshit. And honestly, there is nothing more than I hate. Well, probably some things, but one of the things I hate the most is corporate speak, corporate lingo. I cannot stand that. And actually, I have a friend visiting, and she and her husband's playing in a golf tournament here. Which the golf tournament is named after her father. So, it's a big to do. She grew up here, and her father was the golf pro for 50 years at this club. So they have this big golf. It's a member guest, and so anyway, they're up from North Carolina, and her husband, he had a conference call, and I heard him on the call with some other people, and he doesn't do it because he's like a true North Carolina guy. I tell you what. But I was listening to his boss saying, well, perhaps I don't know if that is wise, because there may be some reorganization, and we won't be using that, following that revenue stream, and this that. It's like, look, just say you're going to fire some guys because they're not, because the shareholders aren't satisfied with the profits they're getting or what's coming in. I don't know. I hate all this. I don't know who invented this. I think it was some really super insecure, like, tech or finance bros that wanted to make themselves sound more important. So they make up all these stupid words and terms for other things. Like 3 years ago, I was in the corporate sector. I was working for a streaming platform. Um, and it was it was a branch of a larger company. So you would get on there, and these people would use all this lingo, and it took me a while to catch on to what it was at first. Like we're gonna close the loop and circle back around, and up level, or what is it? Vertical lines and whatever lines, and up. What the hell is that word? Up something. Like you're gonna escalate it. You're gonna take it up a level, but they use a word, stupid word for it. Um, and all this lingo, and it would drive me insane because it was me and my boss. We were like the only women. I think maybe one other woman. It was me, us, and like 12 dudes. And all the dudes used all this lingo. And my boss, she's very experienced in marketing, been around. We had, and she's my good friend, and she's actually the one that brought me on to do this job. And we had a great thing going, but the company decided they didn't want to continue it. So, but we would get off these market meetings, and I would be like, "Oh my God, what in God's name was that? What kind of ridiculousness?" And she's like, "I know." She's like, she basically said, to be a woman to fit in, you have to play the game, which I get. I get it. I'm 61 years old. I am all too familiar with this play with the good old boys club. Not literally play, but you know what I mean? Like play along with the good old boys club just to get along with the good old boys club and to get anywhere. And I would get off the phone. I'd be like, what a bunch of self puffery. You have to make up these terms. It's like a lot of people do it a lot in different segments of society. They make up a language that's very esoteric that only some people knew to appear cooler and more exclusive, because there's people that don't know what it means. And I think that's what this corporate speak was developed for. Do you know what I mean? For some guys to be in the know and sound more important because they knew the lingo when other people didn't know. And especially if you're on a lower echelon, like, if you're the guy on the factory floor and the, VP of marketing is saying, "Oh, we need to circle back and up." I know I can't even think of these stupid words right now because I don't use them every day, but every day that I read them or see them in a video, it just annoys the hell out of me because it's very purposeful. But anyway, so they'll be using all this language, and the guy in the factory floor is just like, "Look, tell me, am I fired, or do you want me to not do this? Do you not want this thing to include this spec, this that, just speak plain language." But I think whoever started this, if you know who started this, let me know down in the comments, because this language, and it's funny because some of the people I know in real life that use that language all the time are the people that are the absolute most full of shit. I know because I had relationships with these people. They were people that I was dated or married to or yet in a relationship with. They used this language, and I knew that they were absolutely full of crap. And they're the ones that use this language the most. So anyway, um, I really want to. There were so many times in these meetings where I wanted to just break in and say, "Okay, so what the fuck does that mean?" Or maybe not even that. It's like, "So what you're saying is you want me to cancel this project because it's not going to make us any money?" But if you're somebody that's in that C-suite level, which is a dumb name in itself because it just used to be like department heads or heads of divisions, heads of, where the guy who was the head of the IT department then became CIT, chief, no, CT, what are the chief technical officer, CTO. He's the tech guy, or the COO operations. That was the business manager. Or, I know they mean different things now, operations, but that essentially was like the person who was in charge of how everything ran in the office day to day. Now they have their own special titles, COO or CFO. But also wasn't like the CFO just used to be the VP of finance. So it was kind of like you had the president and the heads of all the departments were VP of whatever. And now everybody's a chief whatever officer. Does that make is it to make these people feel more important? Perhaps it was a trade-off, whether we give you more money or we give you a more important sounding title. I think that's how a lot of this came about, is just making up stuff to make you feel more important. I'm CEO of my house. I'm COO of my house. I'm chief tech person. I'm the chief. I'm going to put that on my resume. And that's another thing. You know how much it takes to run a household, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom. And yet, when you go back in the workforce, mostly men and some internally misogynized women will say, "Well, that wasn't a real job. You've been out of the workforce for so long." I guarantee I can, after being a stay-at-home mom for a few years, I guarantee I can juggle more stuff than you can. Guarantee. I got a baby on a hip. Waivers, baby on the breast. I'm on the phone. I'm also trying to give another kid, trying to give him a sandwich with this foot. You can do so many different things. You can pay the bills. You can arrange to have, a ride for somebody, that you could pick up your husband's dry cleaning. You can fix the computer in the house. You can fix. Why is that not considered a real job? I would take anybody that stayed. Well, no, okay, no, I wouldn't say that. Whatever skill they had, couple that with staying at home, and you can pull off a lot of stuff. So that's why I'm glad. Like, I hope nobody ever sees this if they want to hire me in the corporate sector, but I don't know if I could, unless you want somebody. If you want an employee in your corporation that just speaks plainly, tells it like it is, doesn't have to use stupid code words all the time. It's pretentious, it's phony, and it's about the same as the guy who said he has two holes in one. Two mints in one. Is it two hole in ones or two holes in one? Two holes in ones? All of the holes in one. One of those holes in all. No, I don't. Anyway, I need to go have a cocktail with my friends that are here visiting, because I don't know. So I just want to tell you too. I'm going to get back to more regular stuff like formal interviews. I'm getting back down to New York to record some more in studio stuff. This is my first summer trying to keep the weekly podcast going. Even before I was doing it every other week, but now I'm trying to be every week on Thursday by 5, at or around that time, Thursday evening. I'm gonna try and get out a episode every week, and I went all through the summer. So tell me what you think about that. It was hard to keep up. I'm not gonna lie. In the summer I work on a lot of events. Well, the bar that John and I own, it's our busy season, because we're on a bay on Lake Ontario, which is a heavy summer community. A lot of cottages, and people rent things. I mean, and there's Fairhaven State Park that's right there that everybody camps. So and all these most places let close down in the winter, but we've been finding so much business that we keep open keep open all winter long. So that's a really busy time for me. But I was trying to keep content coming once a week. Um, I don't know what this was all about, but I've been trying to put out content on a regular basis. But we're going to get more regular. We're going to get back to interviews. So stay tuned. I got a lot of really cool people coming up. And you know what season it is. We're about to hit the Bills preseason. So go Bills. We'll see how that shit goes this year. I'm not I'll tell you, I'm not so optimistic about the new coach, Brady. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Bean that that made the decision, but nobody really cares what I think. That's just my thoughts. I'm a little skeptical, but also I need to not get so heavily emotionally invested because being a Bills fan, you get crushed every year since 1960. Um, I was spared the first 5 years because I wasn't alive. I was born in 1965. It's been 61 years of getting my heart broken. So, but we still love this city. We still love the Bills. We still love having a team. We love our community. Oh, that's another thing we might check out. This new stadium. Heard there's a lot of glitches, a lot of bad seating. Um, just I hope they can fix it. There's a lot of super steep stairs. Um, and not to mention the seats cost an arm and a leg, which I don't have either to spare, so I'm going to keep mine. So hopefully someone will invite me for free sometime. Anyway, that's it from me for this week. Please like, share, and subscribe. Every bit helps. I really appreciate it. The more subscribers I have, the more uh, ads they will put in my content, and I will get the revenue, and it will keep the lights on here at the Madigan Clubhouse, the Madge Clubhouse. And I really appreciate all of you, and I appreciate all of my subscribers. And it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, so please do it. It just counts for my numbers and my analytics. And they're like, hey, Madge is doing something. Let's put some more ad stuff in her stuff. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope to see you next week on the next episode of Madge Unmuted. Bye.